Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. One of the things that oftentimes challenges us when we think about what happened with Adam and Eve in the garden is we might think, you know, with all the turmoil, the trouble, the sin, the death that we see in this world, and we see all of that taking place, and we see how all that really traces back to a man and a woman thousands of years ago eating of a tree that they were forbidden to eat. We might think, how could it be that one person sinning could cause uh, sin to take over and to take root and to cause death, both spiritual and physical death, to take over this world? It might seem unfair that we have to deal with the consequences of the actions of somebody else. However, as we get into Romans chapter 5, we have to see that, if we want to complain about Adam's one act of transgression and sin causing all the turmoil that happened to all the human race, we also have to complain about the fact that one man, Jesus Christ, brought righteousness to all who would have faith in him. The two are synonymous. If one man can bring sin and death into the world, then it can also be true that one man can bring life and righteousness into the world. In Romans chapter 5 and verse 17, it says, "For if by the transgression of the one death reigned through the one, much more those who receive the abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness will reign in life through the one, Jesus Christ." And so Paul says, as much as we feel the sting of what Adam did in the garden and eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, as much as we can feel that, and that's a reality in our lives, how much more so is the reality what we have through Jesus Christ, through the one man who, through his one act of righteousness, that is dying on the cross, brings justification and life and grace to the many. And this is a grace that abounds so much more than the death that was brought through Adam. It is true that we have to deal and still have to deal with the consequences of Adam's sin. But if you think about it, the consequences of his sin really only last through this life. We live, if we're lucky, or if we're fortunate enough, we live till we're 70, if by strength, 80 plus years, and then we're gone. We no longer have to deal with the dark, dismal, and struggles of this life and things like that. And the curse of Adam only really affects us for a few decades as we live this short life. But what we have through Jesus Christ, through his one act of righteousness, and in us placing our faith in him, is that we have eternal life, life that will last forever. We have this short life in which there's sorrow, sickness, death, disease, pain, all these different things. And it is real. I don't want to lessen or make little of what we suffer here on this earth. It is definitely something worth wrestling with and thinking about. However, when we think about what we have through Jesus Christ, it will last way further than just this life, all throughout eternity. 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, 1,000,000 years from now, 1,000,000,000 years from now, we'll still be enjoying the fruits of what Christ has done for us on the cross, and we'll still be living in that life that he has supplied us through his death. And so, yes, we might think that, it's not fair that one person's sin would bring death to all people, but we have to be thankful that the same principle applies with Jesus Christ, in the sense that through his one act of righteousness, all can become righteous and all can receive eternal life and all can enjoy eternal joy, eternal bliss that will last through eternity, and even resurrection life. And so let's be thankful for what Christ has done for us. Instead of maybe complaining or thinking ill thoughts about the fact that we have to deal with all the mess that Adam created, let's think about all the wonderful things, the abundance of grace now that we have through the one man, Jesus Christ, the one who has come to repair and fix what Adam has done, and ultimately to bring in even more, usher in even more blessings than we could ever imagine. And so let's be thankful to the Lord for what he's done for us through Jesus Christ. And let's continue to walk a life faithful to him, so that we can reap the benefits of this one man, Jesus Christ, who died for us and gave us access into eternal blessings. So these are things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.